Welcome back everybody to another Final Fantasy Standard video, and we are playing some more post-ban Standard. Kind of feels like we got an early rotation, and I think that was their intention with the ban list, and I think they certainly accomplished their goal. They did also mention in the ban list announcement article that they wanted to try and make Standard a little bit more fun, and I don't know about you guys, the past couple of days, playing with the new format, I guess, as it were, been having a lot more fun over the past week or so than I have basically in Standard for maybe 6 or 7 months at this point. It's been a long time since I've enjoyed Standard this much, and I'll just say it, we're back. We are so back. And today we are back with some Collector's Cage, which is a deck that I am very, very fond of. For those of you who aren't aware, I had a pretty good run at the first Spotlight series of the year and ended up going undefeated on day one. I think I got exactly 32nd place at a couple of losses to Domain and Mono White on day two. But this new format is sort of primed exactly for the Collector's Cage deck because previously it had a pretty relatively weak Mono Red matchup. Mono Red and Gruul were kind of the two popular decks when this deck really started to take off, and historically it does have a pretty good matchup into mid-range decks, Dimir and Mono Black, because you kind of just go wide, they don't have a ton of sweepers, and if they ever do anything at instant speed, you just immediately activate Cage. So the card, the namesake of the deck, Collector's Cage, if you haven't seen this card, it's a hideaway card, so it's when it comes into play, you look at 5 cards, you put one of them face down, and then if you have 3 or more creatures with different powers, after you put a counter on one of them, you can cast that card for free. So when you are cheating mana cost, you ideally want some sort of expensive card to be able to cast off of it, which we have a couple. There's 2 Elspeth Storm Slayer, 2 Overlord of the Mistmoors, and then Brightglass Gearhulk is sort of like not necessarily a big, like, specifically Cage payoff, but it's just a good card that you can cast for 4 mana, and it's pretty good when you do hit it off of Cage. The nice thing about Overlord specifically is it is a good payoff for Cage, but it can also just be a 4 mana play to make 2 bodies if you need more bodies to, say, activate a Cage. Elspeth goes pretty crazy in this deck because you have a ton of ways to make tokens. You have Overlord, Sanguine Evangelist, Offspring tokens off Pawpatch, Sandstorm Salvager, Voice of Victory. So you have tons and tons of ways to go wide and make extra bodies because you need bodies for Cage. As far as the newer cards that are in this deck, there really isn't a ton from recent printings. There's Voice of Victory from Tarkir Dragonstorm, which is a good card for a couple of reasons. If you have Voice in play, your opponents can't cast spells on your turn. Typically, with something like Collector's Cage, if they go, say, have a removal spell in response to your activation of the Cage, that breaks up the window that you can actually cast the spell underneath it. But if you have a Voice of Victory in play, preventing them from casting spells on your turn, then you're good to go. You just go ahead and activate the Cage basically without any fear, and you can just go ahead and cast your big spell from there. Final Fantasy has brought us an interesting new card to sort of include in the Gearhulk arsenal, and that is Phoenix Down. So this is a 1-mana artifact that you can tutor up with the Brightglass Gearhulk, and it has 2 abilities, one of which I would say comes up a lot more often than the other. You can either return a creature with mana value 4 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped, or exile a skeleton, spirit, or zombie. There's a couple of spirits in the format, namely Screaming Nemesis. Unstoppable Slasher is a zombie. Those, I think, are the 2 that come to mind the most. But for the most part, you're going to be returning Brightglass Gearhulk, because you kind of put your opponent in this bind, where if you Brightglass Gearhulk and you search for Nurturing Pixie and Phoenix Down, they have 2 options. They can either remove the Gearhulk from the battlefield, in which case you can just get it back with Phoenix Down, or they let you keep the Gearhulk in play, in which case you can just return it with Pixie and go again the next turn. So it gives you a ton of ways to sort of make sure the creatures and the cards keep flowing, which card advantage is not something that Celestia usually has a ton of access to. Well, yeah, maybe with recent printings like Caretakers and Beanstalk, which Enduring Innocence as well. But for an aggressive deck like this, that's more centered around playing towards the battlefield, it's nice to have that. And then we have some Llanowar Elves, additional one of targets for Brightglass Gearhulk in the form of Haywire Mite and Dusk Rose, which Dusk Rose is just a good removal spell because you have so much fodder for it, especially with the mobilized tokens from Voice. Couple of Get Losts. We've sort of gone down the 3-drops here. There's a little bit of a split between Sanguine and Sentinel. I'm not entirely sure which one is better. I will say, quick note, Sentinel, the Nameless City stocks really rising here with the removal of Monstrous Rage, because before, you couldn't realistically ever declare a block with Sentinel against basically any of their creatures and live to tell the tale. But now without Rage gone, it does become a much better blocker. And then Sanguine for going wide with Cage. Mana base, nothing too crazy. 3 Restless Prairie and Brushland's Thickets. And then moving on to the sideboard, some Haywires, Gobakhan. You do tend to have a really rough matchup against control decks with heavy sweepers. So that's why 3 Interrupters and 2 Gobakhans. And honestly, this might not be enough. You might want to go up to either a 4th Interrupter or a 3rd Gobakhan. Additional copy of Dusk Rose, Soul Guide Lantern for the graveyard matchups, Destroy Evil for Shieldred, Rest in Peace, Sheltered for Mono Red, and then an additional copy of down here, Elspeth. One thing real quickly before we get started, if you are looking to craft this deck, and maybe this is more of just sort of a PSA, if you don't have pain lands and fast lands that are rotating, it's probably not the best idea to craft them right now. You're only going to be able to use them for a month, unless you are intending on using them in other formats like Pioneer on Arena. May not be the best idea, so you might want to hold off on that. So just keep that in mind with videos over the next month or so, just sort of like a public service announcement. But in any case, let's play some Magic. I'll see you back here in just a little bit for round number 1. Was legal from that sheet? No, because it wasn't legal in Standard because of the Wild Spell Drain. Easy win. Okay. They just didn't want to go second, I guess. It was legal because of the big score. I mean, just stop the count right now. 100% win rate, baby. Queued the wrong deck. Yeah, but like, I don't know. As long as the wrong deck functions, they could still play it out, right? Yeah, turn 0 win. I don't know how I ended up getting down this rabbit hole, but I started watching some people who were discussing like the legacy ban list or lack thereof. And dude, I don't know like how much I don't know how much of their arguments are valid, but dude, the legacy people are pissed off. And I don't play any legacy, so I cannot say whether or not they're in the wrong or the right, but like they are not happy. Same as Pioneer people. Again, I don't play enough Pioneer, so I can't really sympathize with the Pioneer players, but I will say I've heard some chatter about like the potential of Legacy being managed by like a community ban list instead of being managed by WotC. I don't know if I like agree or disagree with that, but I mean I get it, you know. Yeah, Legacy panel. The one argument that kind of did sort of make sense to me is, so again, I will preface this by saying I don't know a lot about Legacy, right? When I heard somebody make up a reasonable point, or at least I thought was reasonable in my head, where they're like, why have the Legacy ban lists attached to set releases like Standard? Because like Standard, Modern, those formats, the reason that they have ban lists when they do is because they're part of RCQ seasons, right? But Legacy isn't in that same vein, you know, where they don't really have any sort of season attached to their formats. They're like very specific time of the year tournaments. And that kind of made sense to me, where it's like, well, you know, have the ban list attached to, like, maybe not like, you know what I mean, not specific times, but depending on what the tournament is at that time or something like that. But you'd probably have to have a like a panel for that, because 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You probably have to have a panel for that because again, they wouldn't be attached to set releases. They would just be completely separate. You know what I mean? I didn't know that. I mean, I know that they mentioned Pauper on the ban list updates, but I thought that like they had a separate Pauper like a separate Pauper announcement or something, but maybe I'm wrong. Whenever a new Broken Commander mechanic is released, true. This hand sucks, right? Yeah, this hand's not the vibe. This is the same hand, but I'm on 6. I guess I'm going to 5. These hands have been cheeks. Okay. Well, I guess I hope I get the 5 mana. Oh, is it gamer spotted? Ah, the unwinnable matchup. Well, doesn't help that I mulled the 5. Yeah, the 6 was technically better, but I still don't think it's keepable. Not my elf! I mean, those are 2 good cage hits. Not that we're anywhere near getting to cage, but just didn't have enough surveillance in your deck, huh? Bro's just like, dude, 12 surveillance, not enough. Give me 13. All right, this is definitely going to resolve, right? For sure. Okay. So they have Get Lost. What's in their hand? Okay. Are we getting Omniscienced? No. Okay. Yeah, maybe Lockdown. Okay. Yeah, let cook. The fact that Cage dies to Ultima is so bad. Okay. I can Cage, but I gotta do it in a weird way. Where I have to 0, then play the elf. And the question is, when do I Cage? I think I still wait till their turn. Because I'm just gonna lose if they have Ultima anyways. Like, I just can't beat an Ultima. Well, I can beat that. That one I can definitely beat. I don't know if they have Ultima. They may or may not. I think some of them play Day of Judgment. What is their hand? Dude, I have no idea. Destroy all tapped creatures. I would like to respond. This. Okay. Tapped creatures are now destroyed. Yep, they're dead, all right. Let me tell you that. They're dead, all right. Okay. How did I win that game? Like, what the hell? They went end step Meringue, untap, Meringue, land, go, nothing, and then stock up, concede. Like, I just don't even know what happened. How did they look at like 12 extra cards and just do nothing? I'm so confused. I mean, I guess. Yeah, I guess. All right, these are coming in. What's coming out? What is coming out? This one can probably go. Kind of like all this stuff. Don't need... I mean, I could keep the Dusk Rose. Keep the Haywire. Do I just not play Get Lost against them? Just not care about the dragon? We can chump block the dragon for a little bit. But, like, what else am I cutting? We can also Elspeth the dragon. Yeah, I'm just going to cut Get Lost. But, I don't know, man. This kills Lockdown, too. Man, it's tough. Sideboarding for this matchup is really difficult. Because I kind of want everything. I mean, this can go. Okay, question. Is this ever a matchup where I would consider sideboarding out Cage? Maybe not all of them, but like, it kind of plays into the cards that I'm already losing to anyways, is the thinking. Actually, thinking about it more, you know what? This is probably the card that should have got cut. Because this card, again, similar thing, plays into their lockdowns and wraths. I should probably cut these in this matchup. Asked SCG to make a $1 plus K at the Spotlight series since there's a Pauper presence in Orlando already. Oh, for the upcoming Spotlight in Orlando. Just like a Pauper side event on Sunday. That'd be kind of cool. I've never played Paper Pauper before, but if I had cards and I didn't day two, I would consider it. Aven Interrupter. Completely non-suspicious no attack. Don't worry about it. I forgot. I'll say oops. I like how I said oops as they were casting the spell. That was good, right? Okay. How do I beat a 3/3 flyer? Oh, wait. I can't tap my elf for mana? Shit. Well, that's unfortunate. Fuck, man. Forgot about that. Huh. Interesting. Judge. Probably can't let you have that one. Not yet, at least. See, now they have to spend 4 mana on their base the next turn. Alright. Dude, I don't even know. Weak mentals, man. Weak mentals. Not today, Masiek, but we did play against a lot of Dimir yesterday. Not played against Dimir yet today. Starting down. All right. Elspeth secured. Jeskai with starting town, huh? Wait. That is definitely not Jeskai. Naya starting town. Could be Yuna, maybe? Yep, definitely Yuna. Okay. It's a little scary. So if I Sanguine this turn, I can go Sentinel Cage next turn. Right? Because I have a 3, a 2, and a 1. Yeah, anytime you want the current deck list, you can always type !deck. We'll get you a link to the deck list. If you want to take a look at all the deck lists that we played yesterday as well, you can do !Moxfield. We'll get you a link to all those as well. Sandstorm Salvager. Alright, the question is, am I main phasing this cage? I feel like the answer is probably no. Because that just plays into their kill spells. I'm gonna play a little patient. Patience, my friend. Patience. Rydia. Order, by the way? Order. Asker, thank you for the bribe. Okay, so we can definitely cook this turn. Question is, how much are we gonna cook? One, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, let's do this. Cast this. Do this. Do I want to kill Joshua? Does Joshua need to die? Deals 2 damage to each opponent. I don't think I care that much about Joshua, right? So we just go do this first. 4, 2, 2, 1. So counter here. Cast this. Do this. Get like these two probably. 0 the Elspeth and then just go to town. Take a million. Good luck. I mean, they can do Yuna stuff this turn, but I don't think that's even close to good enough, right? I haven't built Golgari Roots deck yet. I think if I was recommending a list, I would just start with the PT list. Because I don't think I don't think really a lot's going to change from the Golgari list. And all the cards are legal, so it's a good place to start. I believe it was Ely Cassis, like 17th place at the PT. I would start with that list. Because Ely's list was good. Alright, they're doing Naya Yuna stuff. Alright, Rip. Lantern. Evil to be destroyed. I guess, like, this stuff is not bad against them. But I don't know if I need it. The Pixie can probably go. Haywire Mite's like, okay, I don't want a ton of copies. Like one of these. Let's try that. Yeah, you could play Fabloom Trick. Fabloom is okay. It's not, like, fantastic. But it's okay. It is good with Curiosity, for sure. Is Roots dead post-rotation? What is Roots losing post-rotation? Oh, it's losing Tyvar, isn't it? You probably can't play that deck without Tyvar, I would guess. Yeah, you probably can't play Roots without Tyvar. I mean, there may be a Roots deck that you could play, but it's not going to be nearly as good without that card. Yeah. It is one of the more important cards. You do still have a bunch of other, like... You have other stuff that you can cook with, but it's not going to be nearly as explosive without Tyvar. Yeah, it'd be a much different deck. More value-oriented, no combos. Like, you probably don't have as much of a reason to play the Adept. Yeah. It's much more about, like, playing a grindy game rather than trying to, like, just kind of pop off in one big turn. But I don't know exactly what it would look like without Tyvar. It'd probably look pretty weird. Rotation is August 1st, I believe. I think it's August 1st. Did I keep in the Dusk Rose? I did. Not that I need it quite yet. Let's go get in here with the insects. We'll throw a Gearhulk down there. This is going to make 2 mana. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They could cast a Knights of Round next turn if I don't kill the summon right now. Which is a little sketchy. Alright, I'm going to get these two. I don't want to give them 2 mana next turn. I'm going to sack this. It doesn't feel great to Dusk Rose that, but I really just don't want to give them mana. Wait, so what happens when the Dusk Rose dies? Does this just go to their graveyard? I mean, it wouldn't go into play, right? Like, that wouldn't make sense. It stays in exile? Oh, even better. Okay, that's nice. I would just kind of... I would have assumed that it went to the graveyard, but if it stays in exile, that's good for me. Couldn't you have put the counter on the 4/4? That's not correct. Never read a card in my life. I wouldn't have it any other way. Joshua. All right, little song request here for Marbud in the queue. Kind of cooking with this cage deck, huh? Cooking. We didn't really have much of a round 1, but Joshua. Okay. Good enough. Cage still good, maybe? I just don't want to think about the mana base post-rotation, because it's brutal. You have to cut Brushland, Razorverge Thicket. I mean, you can replace Razorverge with Starting Town, which is fine, but there's not really a good replacement for Brushland is the issue. It's gonna be tough, man. I don't know if a deck like this is possible after rotation. Like, Starting Town does help a lot, but it doesn't get you all the way there is the issue. Can we pin no Temple Guard at an EOE? Yeah, we should. We get Shocklands. We get half the Shocklands. We are not getting Temple Guard in an Edge of Eternities. The 5 we're getting are Sacred Foundry, Breeding Pool, Watery Grave. Dude, come on. Dude, it's the Croaky's effect, man. I just can't with this card. I actually can't with that card. It makes me laugh every time people cast that card. I find it funny. So what is it? Watery Grave, Sacred Foundry, Breeding Pool. What are the other two? There's 2 more, right? Those 3. What am I missing? Godless Shrine. What's the 5th? Watery, Sacred. Oh, Stomping Ground, right. Okay, so Watery, Sacred, Breeding, Godless, Stomping. Those are the 5 that we're getting at EOE. We're not getting all of them, though. Contrary to popular belief. Dude, I'm not gonna lie, it might be time to Phoenix down an elf. I'm not happy about that, but it might be time to Phoenix down an elf. Go, I guess. Guess I could have attacked there for 2. They're not gonna block with Cecil. Okay, mono black deck secured. Mono black deck secured. Elf, come back! Come back! I summon thee. That doesn't help at all. Actually, no, it does, right? Because I can go counter. But not this turn. This turn, I'm just going to go kill this. Hit them for 3. Dude, I don't know if I want to let them trade the Bop here. It's like kind of a bad trade for me, isn't it? Because then I'm nowhere near caging. Maybe I just have to hope that I draw a creature. I have these 2 in hand. And these are kind of whatever. It's like kind of a tight race, too. I'm actually just not going to attack. I'm going to play this. Cage. Okay, I mean, sure, I guess. Maybe they'll tap out this turn. NTR. I don't like that. It does trigger Pawpatch, though, so if we find a 1-mana creature, we're fine. Why didn't I cage and get back the elf next turn? Well, that's not an efficient use of my mana, right? Also, like, it just... I didn't necessarily want to force myself into a spot where I was caging that turn, because they had mana up. So, like, it's not even clear that I'm gonna activate cage that turn, you know what I mean? But, like, here I can just chill. Make them spend mana, right? Okay. Target. See, now we can just double Overlord, right? Because this is not an up to. They have to choose something. So... counter is both on the same one. Resolve. Oh, this is going to work out so well for me. Because they're going to cut down now, which is also going to trigger the Pawpatch. Ah, they're smart. Okay. So that happens. I mean, I guess I still do it here. Right? Because they're going to cut down, then I'm going to respond and get an Overlord anyways. Target here. Target here. Let this happen, respond. Target here, cast this. There we go, we figured it out. Oh, wait. I forgot, because they targeted the creature that because I didn't actually... Okay, I get it. Because they couldn't cut down the creature that I targeted for the Collector's Cage. Okay. Yeah, that was just a mess. Okay. That was good. That was good, right? Good turn. Dude, when you high roll with the Cage deck, it's just... Oh, it's so unreal. It's so easy to high roll with this deck. Alright, Dimir. First time playing against Dimir. I don't know exactly what I want against them. I don't feel like I don't need a ton. Like, this is good against Shelly. And like the Elspeth. No, I don't want Elspeth in the draw. I really think that's all I'm doing. I think that's fine. Invasion is like okay, but their curve is kind of low. I don't know if I like Invasion that much. They have too many cheap cards for Invasion to be that good. Azure. Azure. So can't be blocked by creatures with power 2 or greater. And they can turn something into a 2/2. A 2/2? Okay. The Sussel. The Sussel. The elf can't make mana. That is unfortunate. And a counter spell. Okay. Interesting. Gotta be this, right? Go. They can't really tap their mana right now. Yeah, they have to hold up mana. Targeting the cage. I guess I respond and target the Salvager. Because I'd rather have them kill that, I think. Than the elf. Yep, that's fine. Good trade for Cecil. No, I don't think I need to. Do one of these, and then can cage on their upkeep. You want to cage on their upkeep? Could wait until combat. Maybe they like tap some mana pre-combat, or they like Kaido in combat, then I can cage. Why is cage not highlighted? Because they shut it off with Beastbinder, and this shuts it off until their next turn. So I can't use the cage until their turn. That's why it's turned off right now. I think I'm just gonna wait. Yeah, I'm gonna see if they decide to tap some mana first. I mean, they can force it out by just going to combat, but... Right, but they can't go for the throw at the token, right? So I can just target this. I guess they can kill the Llanowar Elves. Yeah, okay. Maybe you're right. And I really don't want to trade the token for the Cecil. Yeah, okay, that was kind of bad. You're probably right about that. No blocks. Dude, I just found a spider on my desk, and now it's freaking me out, and I want to kill it. Hold on. Where'd it go? Dad, I lost it. If you see me jump later, you'll know the reason, okay? If you see me just, like, jump out of my chair for no particular reason, you'll know why. But now I'm scared. Is the spider laying eggs in your bed? No. It's on my desk. Man, I think I just do this, right? They can trade for a 2-1, but they go to 10. I guess this can flip the Cecil, which is kind of unfortunate. Maybe that was bad. Yeah, I know. I should let my cat in my room. Time to let the cat in the room so he can take care of the spider. Okay, so I'm going to target the Pawpatch here. Cast this. Because I really want to trade for this Cecil. This Bee Spider is kind of a pain in the ass, huh? Okay, I'm at 7. Now, I think we win as long as they don't have a sweeper, right? So they're at 8. I guess they could have a kill spell for Prairie? Go to combat. Sure. So they target this. I put a counter here. Activate Salvager. So this is 9 trample, 9, 8, 7, 6. So if they do that there, and then that there, they would trample over for 4. Yeah, I think this is lethal even without attacking with this. But it's also kind of a free attack, right? Yeah, I think this is good enough. Because they can put, so they put, right, they go Beastbinder, Cecil on the 2/5, the 5 and the 4. That's trample over for 2. Oh, they just not know that it gives trample? Okay, well. I think they were dead either way, right? Like, even if they soak up 4 more damage, they go to 1, but then they just die to Cecil. All right, I feel like Diminithus is not playing Sweeper Tribal. I mean, I hope so, you know. Okay, that helps. Isla. Hey, you can't do that. Get out of here. I see you. I'm watching you over there. See what you're doing. I'm a little scared, I'm not gonna lie. Definitely not gonna play Lockdown this turn. See, I told you. Upon further research, the Alt-Art shocks from the EOE look like ass. Okay. I haven't seen them because they're leaks yet, so I won't see them, but... Wait, did they ban Temp Lockdown? Did I just not get the memo? Did they discard an Omni? I'm scared. I just, like, what am I supposed to do? Hold up Get Lost the entire game? I need more pressure. Can't do that. I'm not a coward. I am simply not a coward, and they will just not have the repair and recharge. All right, how long do we sit here and let them play with themselves? It's good enough for me. Good enough for me. You cast one relevant spell, I'm out of here. That's all it takes. We have a lot of Sideboard cards for this matchup. I will say... you're gone... Honestly, you're probably gone too. Nah, because this dodge is lockdown. They probably have a lot of lockdowns. I don't need any of this shit against them. Yeah. I don't know if I want Get Lost. But it does kill lockdown, so I think it's fine. I'm going to check right now. Oh. Apparently, I only clicked on 2 of them. I could have sworn I clicked on all 3. We're saving it for next game. I don't even like this hand. I don't want to mulligan, though. Little cage action. Kind of want all these. Well, mostly just these 2. I think I'm going to take this. It's a -1 card. -1 card, by the way. -1 card. Ooh. They're definitely not gonna counter this. Definitely not gonna counter this, for sure. For sure, not going to counter it. Like I said, I definitely clicked on the wrong card. I meant to click on this. Okay. I did miss 1 damage there. We get to go again on the cage though, which is kind of nice. Stoka. I'll allow it. I will allow you to have a stock up. I think I'm okay with that. Okay, give me a little cage. Some good options here, huh? Some very, very good options. I don't think I want the Gearhulk here. Although we already have the Lantern, so what am I getting with the Gearhulk? I guess Haywire Mite could be kind of good. Nah, let's just take the Overlord. You know, it's more pressure. Dude, you can find a creature, though. Creature? Not a creature. think I gotta put this into play. Just in case they have end to turn Prankster. Dun, 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 dun. Hold! Okay. That's fine. Is that 2 for 2 on misses? You should consider not playing that card. 2 Pranksters, 2 misses, -2 cards. Although, down 1/3 flyer, man, that's gonna be tough to beat. A clean -2. I have a response. Yep. My turn. Alright, give me a Sandstorm. It's not a Sandstorm, but it's not bad. I'll take it. There we go. That's what we're looking for. Hold. It's what, 2 lockdowns down? 2 down, 2 to go. Yeah, the Prankster feels so weird. Like, they can also just play Founding too, right? But I guess Founding is more mana intensive is the issue. Well, no, because you can just... Yeah, I don't know. I guess it's only good at... Wait, can you Founding into... Is Founding only instants and sorceries? Can you Founding into Dragonstorm? Is it any non-creature? I don't remember. The lockdown. It's a little unfortunate. So Founding is instant or sorcery, yeah. So you can't Founding into Dragonstorm. You can get an Omni over there. You do not have an Omni. Honestly, maybe I just want the Lantern under the lockdown. Just in case I find another Haywire Mite. No, I gotta dig here. Because they could potentially go land 7 and kill me next turn. And I know that I'm not drawing a Disenchant, so... It's gonna be close. Going to be a close one. Hold. Right, I also just can't beat a 6/7. True. Very, very true. They are also allowed to just do that, you know? I don't have another one. Okay. What do I think of a white-black cage deck with Cecil and Annex? What's the synergy there? Cecil and Annex, huh? I guess the synergy is Annex just being a good cage hit. It's like... interesting, kind of? Counter on the Pawpatch. Counter on the Pawpatch. Ooh, Cage Demon Wall is kind of cool. So Cage is good with Demon Wall good with Annex. Okay, that's kind of a bridge. That's a way to bridge it. You might be onto something there, honestly. That could be that could be worth taking a look at. Dude, just kill me. Don't with the stupid emotes, man. Yeah, just fucking kill me, man. All right, I'm dead. Just kill me. It's still the most frustrating deck to lose to, but it's just, you know, now it's a turn slower. Which, like, you know, who's to say whether or not that's acceptable? Time will tell. I'm a little scared about that. The new combo with Abuelo. It is legitimately the exact same deck. They just cut Abuelos for a 5-mana Abuelos. Nothing else changes. I mean, I guess you could argue, like, actually some of the interaction does, because there's less reason to play main deck lockdowns, but it's basically the exact same deck. They're just a turn slower. Nothing else really changes. Yeah, that's the thing, though, is, like, isn't Omniscience just horrible into Dimir? Like, I cannot imagine trying to play Omniscience with this much Dimir around. It seems like a really, really rough matchup. Because they just have a bunch of discard, a bunch of cheap counters, they have pressure, they have Tishanas. Like, it just seems so hard to beat that, you know? Alright, Yuna stuff, huh? Yuna. Evil's good against Yuna. I guess we need this stuff. What are we cutting against them? I want to keep all of these. This can go, this can go. These can go. That. Cut like 2 of these. I may just cut all the elves. Cut all the elves, keep in a Sentinel. This one's close. I don't think this is quite the vibe, though. I'm gonna ship this one. Not exciting. I'm gonna hold the lantern, I think. I want to get some value out of the ETB. Like if they bid enchantment. Okay, that's big. Huge. Huge. I will say I'm very, very good at putting good cards under cage. Which you do kind of have to be when you're playing this deck. It's the #1 tip. Just make sure you always put good cards under your cage. I mean, I'm not telling you to stack your deck, but I'm not telling you to stack your deck. In game, of course. The Fenris. The Fenrussi. Don't call a judge. What did I do? I didn't do anything. It wasn't me. I didn't do it. I didn't do it. Caught? Caught? Overlord. Wait, why did I interrupt that? Couldn't tell you. Actually could not tell you why I didn't interrupt that. In my head, they only cast it for 2 mana, but no, they definitely tap 5 for that shit. They 100% tap 5 mana for that. I was just like half paying attention. Okay, that's nice. Could still hold up Aven. See, I was just saving the Aven for a better card. That's all that was happening. I was saving Aven for their follow-up Yuna this turn, or follow-up Sweeper. Why is this still highlighted? Can I unhighlight it? Arena, you good? You alright over there? It's just like... it's just chilling in the graveyard? What the fuck? Ah? You're a stacks player? Well, I mean, that's a little different, right? Bitter Triumph. I would like some large insect tokens. And yes, that is okay. I will allow it. No, I have not played against Smuggler Surprise yet. Are those decks back? I mean, they're probably okay, right? Smuggler's Surprise. What were they losing to before the bans? Were they losing to red decks? It's possible. I mean, they're trying to play a bit of a longer game. Rabbits? I don't know about rabbits, man. That can't be the way to go. That can't be the way to go. Like, there's gotta be a better aggro deck than rabbits, surely. Like, what about goblins? No. Well, not yet, at least. I don't want you to have that one. So, they're not dead, right? I'm 1 point short. Right? 4, 7, 9, 11, 12. 1 point short, huh? Alright. Aggressive play. Sacrifice Lantern, draw a card. Try to find the last point of damage. We do kind of just lose the game if they have Yuna, though. Because then they can get back to lockdown. Dude, if I miss it so bad, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. There's no chance that I'm doing that. Alright, you're gonna one. Hold. So they can go Odin, kill Aven. I guess they could just have a lockdown in hand. Bahamut also... No, Bahamut wouldn't be good enough. 1, 2, 3, 4. They don't have enough mana for Bahamut anyways. Cruelty of... Wait, what? You sure about that? You sure about that one, buddy? Was it Lethal with Might? No, because I killed an Overlord that was on 1. So if I didn't kill the Overlord, they would have had 1 extra blocker for my 1 extra attacker. So it's a wash. Salvager. Or will we switch after this one? What did I say I was going to play earlier? Oh, I said I was going to play Hawk. We'll do Hawk after this. Haven't tried Synthesizer yet. I would imagine that one is a deck that probably got a lot better too. Synthesizer, Battlefront, like that kind of stuff. That deck's probably good. I mean, let's be honest. Like, what deck isn't good? I just want to play everything. I don't have time to play everything, but that's what I want to do. There isn't a single deck that I don't want to try. I did try off stream last night a couple of games of Prowess with like Planisphere Overcutter, and it did not feel very good. Now, granted, my list was probably terrible, but early, like very, very early indications, small sample size of like 5 games, it was not great. And I'm sure that, again, my list was probably terrible, but... So I think you have to go back to Slickshot. Like, the way that you need to build Prowess now, I think, is like Talent, Swift Spear, Slickshot, Planisphere as your threats, and then cantrips. Well, I guess you want to play VVs too. So maybe you don't play Swift Spear, you play VV. So it's like VV, Planisphere, Slickshot, Talent, stock up, cantrips, couple of bounce spells, couple of torches, things like that. But it's like, it is so much worse without Corey. I found that I could never find time to re-equip Planisphere. The only times that I really had the mana to re-equip was when I also had VV plus Wild Ride. And I will say, the games where I had VV Wild Ride, it was really fucked up. Like, VV Wild Ride is still really nice. So, that's something to keep in mind. Wild Ride is a hell of a card with VV. But then I think that if you're doing VV Wild Ride stuff, it's like, why wouldn't you just play... Like, why wouldn't you just play the VV combo deck at that point with Cauldron? Like, you'd rather just do that, I think. I care about Fenrir. I mean, I have 2 Avens anyway, so I guess this is fine. Yeah. This could just be bait, though. I was looking, and can't Omni combo just play Campus Renovation instead of Abuelos? What is Campus Renovation? The one that I played against earlier was playing Repair and Recharge, which is 5 mana for... It's just a 5 mana reanimate. I don't know what Campus Renovation is, though. Yeah, but, like, you knew that they were never going to ban VV. There was... If anybody in their mind thought there was any percentage chance of them banning VV, like, they were never going to do that. That's just not a thing that was ever going to happen, you know? It's just not in the cards. Campus Renovation, 5 mana. Yeah, but it's red. Return an artifact or enchantment from your graveyard to the battlefield. Yeah, I mean, that's just worse than playing Repair and Recharge. Repair and Recharge is the exact same card, but it's white 3 instead of white-red 3. The Finn Russie. All right, Symmetry. I'll take a look at. We'll look at this deck after this match. Play the Final Fantasy cards. This is a warning. What do you mean? Do I even need to counter this? I mean, they're tapped out, so I might as well do it, but I don't think I need to do this. This match is over, though, so you don't have to worry. You don't have to wait too much longer. All right, opponent, let me pop off. Let me keep going. Let me keep going. Okay, I'll stop there. Fine. Fine, I'll stop there. Boo, 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 boo. All right, I'll take a 5-1 with Cage. A nice clean 5-1. This deck felt really good. Like, the only match we lost was to Omniscience. Maybe our sideboard doesn't have enough cards for Omniscience, but I mean, it's honestly, it was a little scary playing against that Omniscience deck. The Omniscience deck looked really good still. So that's a little frightening. But good news for Cage fans. Unfortunate news that rotation is going to hit Brushland and Razorverge, but we can figure it out after the fact. We got Starting Town. We can make some things work. But yeah, this deck felt clean. No notes. Sentinels were good. Evangelists were fine. They were whatever. Like, maybe if you wanted to play a Craterhoof, you could play one over the second Overlord, but yeah, deck was great. I don't think I'd change anything. Good deck.